What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are bringing you not a weekend but a special midweek rebuild because they're a tougher team to get to a rebuild because they don't really need a rebuild. But with the big time trades that they have made throughout the week and understanding just how difficult the salary cap is going to be, kind of like the Philadelphia Eagles last weekend, I feel like now it's time to take a look at the LA Rams. I have no idea how like year 2, year 3 is even going to work with their salary cap after the big time acquisition of Jalen Ramsey, sending 2 first-round picks, a mid-round pick, to the Jacksonville Jaguars to acquire the services of one Jalen Ramsey, who's an absolute monster, in my opinion, one of the best corners in the National Football League. I probably would say he's the most talented. In form-wise, he's not off to like an insane year this year. Like, I might have to say, if we're going by current form, I mean, Stephon Gilmore, pretty much everyone on that Patriots defense is playing unreal. But in terms of talent, Jalen Ramsey is the most talented corner in the NFL. For my money, the Rams also moved on from Marcus Peters, who I am a big fan of. They sent him to the Ravens for Kenny Young, and I think it was like a mid-round pick. So here's our squad, man. I mean, it's going to be good year one. I would absolutely love being able to win the Super Bowl here in year one, and then just, you know, if it all hits the fan beyond this, and especially when it comes to salary cap, we already have that Super Bowl win that can count this as a successful rebuild, but I honestly have no idea how this is going to work. So look at the team. We got Jared Goff here, 83 overall, star dev quarterback. In real life, I definitely think there's some question marks about Jared Goff. You know my feelings about him. I feel like he's only as good as the play McVay calls, but I mean, in the Madden world, could work. It could work, honestly, so we'll see. Running back, we got Todd Gurley. I'm a huge fan of Todd Gurley. It sucks that his knee's kind of like deteriorating like it is, but I do think that, you know, he is one of the best running backs in football, and I've been a big fan of him. Even though I'm a Gator fan, I can respect Todd Gurley. They got Darrell Henderson out of Memphis. That 95 acceleration definitely jumps off the page. It's something fairly intriguing. He will be our running back too. Wide receiver, this is where we're probably going to have to make some decisions. Cooper Kupp, I think, out of talent-wise, I think Cooper Kupp might have the most talent out of all their wide receivers. He is 26. He's getting out there in age just a little bit. Josh Reynolds, low-key, is very interesting. 75 with a star dev, 6'3". Some pretty good catching ability. You got Robert Woods here, 86. He's 27. You got Brandon Cooks, who's 25, 87. There's just no way that we can keep all these wide receivers. So, you know, something's probably got to give sooner than later, and I think that's where we can dip into. Tight end, we have 2 fairly decent-looking tight ends, Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee. Everett has a star. Higbee has a normal, so we might try to prioritize Everett, who has a better dev trait and is a year younger. Offensive line, without a shadow of doubt, is the biggest issue with the Rams. You have Andrew Whitworth, who's phenomenal, but I highly, you know, expect him to retire after year one. Very similar to the Philadelphia Eagles roster, looking at Jason Peters. Outside of that, I mean, guard, terrible. Center, terrible. Right guard, we have Blythe, who's solid, but he's 27. So for a 5-year rebuild, he's not an answer for the entirety of the rebuild. And at right tackle, you have Rob Havenstein, 27. Again, just a little too old. This is an offensive line that I think when all is said and done, we're going to have 5 brand new starters and hopefully cost-effective starters. On the defensive side, we got Michael Brockers, 28, 84. He's solid. I mean, he could potentially be someone that we can, you know, salvage a little bit of salary cap with, but he's good. Aaron Donald, best defensive player in the NFL without a shadow of doubt, even though this year in 2019 he hasn't looked so hot. You know, talent-wise, if we're talking about Jalen Ramsey and his talent, I think Aaron Donald's the most talented defensive lineman in the league, no questions asked. D-tackle, you got Greg Gaines, the rookie out of Washington. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. I kind of view, you look at Brockers, the reason why I say he could be expendable is because, you know, when you have Aaron Donald on the defensive line, you kind of can go budget elsewhere. So on that front 3, if you have Aaron Donald, I think the other 2 guys can be kind of, you know, more affordable options versus, say, spending big or using top draft priority, finishing out that line. Ebukam's real solid, 24. He's an 80 overall with a star dev. Would be nice to be able to keep him long-term. I don't know the feasibility of that. We have Littleton at middle linebacker, 75, normal. He was a stat box machine last season. We got Kenny Young coming over from the Ravens. Now, I do remember when we did the Ravens rebuild, we got Kenny Young into like the low 80s. So if he can be, you know, if both these guys can be cost-effective middle linebackers, that would be huge for this defense. At right outside linebacker, we just got a lot of money tied up between Clay Matthews and Dante Fowler. Obviously, you want Fowler long-term, but I think probably both these guys push comes to shove, we might be able to use them as a way to free up some funds. We got Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. We have him under contract for 1 more year. Aqib Talib, I mean, he'll be retired sooner than later. Nicole Roby-Coleman, solid, but he's 27, so that age is just not great. Hopefully, we can get David Long. I really like this pick. I thought it was maybe my favorite pick that the Rams made in the draft last year out of Michigan. I just don't know if he's ever going to get the snaps to really develop, but fingers crossed we can find a way to get him a little bit involved with this defense. Free safety of Weddle is a more so veteran option, so we definitely need to find and groom his replacement. Maybe that could be a David Long type move. I don't know what David Long's tackling looks like. If there's any feasible way he can play. Oh, no. He absolutely can't play that position. Strong safety, John Johnson. Great. I mean, they did use a high pick on Taylor Rapp. He's one of their bigger investments. I mean, maybe we could do that. Take Taylor Rapp, make him a free safety, even though in reality he's very much a strong safety. Or honestly, maybe when all is said and done, you can move someone like John Johnson to free safety, because I think his coverage ability, I think that 82 man, 87. Oh yeah, absolutely. We can move John Johnson to free and have Rapp play it strong. Do I do that right away though? I honestly think I might do that right now. I know it's gonna look a little stupid because Eric Weddle's still a nice playmaker and we have him for 1 year. But I mean, we don't want to use we start Taylor Rapp at free safety, or at strong safety, sorry. He's probably going to get up to like a 73, 74. If we don't play him, he might be a 70. So like that's getting younger at one spot on the defensive side of the ball. With a veteran like Eric Weddle, who's clearly only going to decline. I'm going to do that. I'll keep Eric Weddle on the roster for a year. I don't know why. Maybe there's if John Johnson gets tired or something like that. But there we go. That'll be the decision we make to at least get one of our young guys on the field and developing. Special teams unit for the Rams is also very, very high. But as you can see, no first-round draft picks. To make things easier, because the updated rosters haven't gone through, instead of just trying to get a non-pick from the Rams, I traded with the Jags just to get a 5th-round pick. Regardless of where it's from, that is the pick that the Rams now have from the Baltimore Ravens, but I just thought it was easier to get it done with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's go, because I actually don't even think you can flip Marcus Peters to the Ravens, because the trade system is so broken. I don't think I could trade Marcus Peters to the Ravens for Kenny Young in a 5th. Like, they wouldn't even accept that. So we had to do everything offline, but we got it done, and this is your new look Rams, as we're going to try and hope and pray that we win a Super Bowl year 1. Because I think from a salary cap standpoint, it's going to get absolutely ridiculous going forward. Week 10 here in year 1, coming out after the bye. 2 big scenarios have come on the defensive side to update dev traits, and we both got it, which I'm shocked. So Corey Littleton went from from normal to star, which is expected. Linebackers, I find in the sim, generally get it. I didn't think for a chance in hell Samson Ebukam would get an upgrade in dev trait, and he got 3 sacks against the Atlanta Falcons. I've never seen that. 9 times out of 10, if there's a star from a star to a superstar dev scenario, I have to hop in and try to get it and achieve it myself playing it. So that's the first time I've ever had that happen, which, I mean, in one side makes it awesome because we have a great player now in Ebukam, but now he's also going to be super expensive, and I don't know if we can re-sign him anymore. But looking at contracts here, as you know, we try to ignore our record. We got Whitworth off the rip on a 1-year deal, as long as he doesn't retire. We can get his replacement. Aqib Talib, I will take him back on a 1-year deal, honestly. His regression shouldn't be too bad. We don't have any other corners. I don't think that could step up right away. Blythe is our best offensive lineman in terms of age. So if we can hold on to him until he's 30. See, look, now these guys are going to start bending us over. I like Corey Littleton, especially because he grew in dev trait. Yikes. All right, for sure, I want to lock down Littleton. Dante Fowler would be nice. There's just no way we can allocate $24 million over 4 years for a 79 overall playmaker. Higbee, we have Gerald Everett. So we're going to come back for, we'll slightly up Aqib Talib's deal. If he doesn't take it, fine, it is what it is. We can just give David Long, the rookie out of Michigan, more snaps. But Blythe, for sure, on the offensive line, and Corey Littleton. We're going to make sure we can extend these guys and keep them here in LA. Okay, so I was only really paying attention to our record, and I was like, all right, we'll finish, 8-8, 9-7, somewhere in that range. I had no idea that is what it would take to win the NFC West, given, how good the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers have been in real life. But hey, a 9-7, and we're kicking things off with a divisional title in year 1. Considering that, definitely, I feel like this season is going to be maybe our most successful. Like, I don't think the team's ever going to be this strong again, unfortunately. I think that's going to be the true difficulty of this rebuild. I'm glad we made the playoffs. You're looking at Jared Goff, like middling numbers, to say the least. 3,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, 6 picks. Gurley was phenomenal, almost 1,500 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns, averaging 93 yards a game. Cooper Kupp was our top wide receiver. It wasn't all great for our dev traits. He had a scenario trigger that he could go from a star to a superstar, and we were unable to achieve. I didn't hop in the game or anything because it was get 3 touchdowns or 150 some yards or something like that. That's what sucks, but I mean, we got some on the defensive side, which is all good. Cooks was fine. Everett was fine. Woods was okay. But you definitely see, you know, we probably can move on from some of these guys. Kenny Young, look at that. Coming as part of the Marcus Peters trade, leads the team with 121 tackles, 6 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, 2 picks. That's a great season for him. 13 sacks, 13 TFLs from Aaron Donald. Ibukam was very good, 11 TFLs, 8 sacks from outside linebacker, as he now is also up to a superstar dev with his secure tackler ability. Brockers was good with the TFLs, especially in run defense. 3 picks from Aqib Talib, who we were unable to extend to a long-term, well, not even long-term, just a 1-year deal. Definitely want to see Jalen Ramsey play a little bit better, but we actually had Jalen Ramsey in the Eagles rebuild, and he was not particularly great in the sim, at least statistically from a box score standpoint. Yearly awards, MVP went to Russell Wilson. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Russell Wilson. I don't think we're going to see many Rams. Todd Gurley coming in at 6. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jalen Smith, with Kenny Young at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Kyler Murray, with Darrell Henderson coming in at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Devin White. We have Taylor Rapp at 5. And for individual positions, Gurley is your best running back. But there's no dev trade really to be had. Best DL was Aaron Donald. So that's, you know, we had some good individual success. Team success was good enough to win the NFC West. So we're kicking things off here in year 1 in the playoffs against Cam Newton or Kyle Allen, whoever. The 10-6 Carolina Panthers. I feel comfortable in saying we should win this one. All right, here we go. Hopping in the sim. We have no idea how the Rams are actually going to play in the sim. Fingers crossed that it's good. I mean, we're a talented roster. So we're up to a 10-0 lead in the first half. Carolina's able to get a score. I assume they have Cam Newton as their starter. But we're getting touchdowns more often than not. We're playing well. Defense is playing well. We need Jalen Ramsey to come up big. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that hard. Cam Newton's not the greatest thrower of the ball. So as long as we don't let him beat him with our legs, we should be fine. And there you go, just like that. Game got completely dunked on its head. We got that concussion, that CTE. Come on, man. We started out so hot, and then we just... You know, honestly, I will say this. Honestly, I do feel like a Carolina Panthers could give Rams some problems. They did in the opener. They almost beat them. I mean, Goff's not good enough. When push comes to shove, if you had to tell me if this rebuild, we get put into a corner, we can't do anything. The first guy I'm going to get rid of is that quarterback, Jared Goff. Tell you that right now. So look at our draft recap. 3 home runs for where we were picking. We have no first round, so we had a hit. We got Alex Leatherwood, guard tackle, whatever you want to call it, from Alabama. 68 with a hidden dev trait. Follow up with an Avon Donaldson. 6'6", 350. I mean, flexibility. Guard tackle flexibility, which is huge. 96 strength, 68 hidden dev. We got John Grenard, who is the only pick we kind of cheesed because I think we actually used him in the Eagles rebuild, and I haven't updated my draft class. So 71 with a hidden dev. He was still there on the board. And we're going to need this, man. We need to get cheaper at outside linebacker, especially from that Dante Fowler, Clay Matthews side, and a guy like Grenard. We could grow and develop there. We got Christian Rector out of USC, 61 normal, just more so a scheme fit on that defensive line. And then Rodrigo Blankenship, the kicker from Georgia, 67 normal. We need someone to replace Legatron in Zerline. So I think we got 3 future starters on our defense, especially on the offensive line, getting cheaper there. That's huge for the Rams going forward. Year 2 for the Rams, trying to make it our 2nd straight divisional title. We're an okay-looking squad. Clearly, changes from the offense. We have Donaldson and Leatherwood. They're going to hold down the left side of the offensive line. Both those guys, obviously, are very talented playmakers. Center, I mean, center's not really important, but it's still the weak link. Technically, you would like to make that look a little bit better. No real dev trade upgrades on the offense. As expected, they didn't really perform particularly well last season. Defensively, though, we did get some dev traits. Littleton, as we would have saw, went from a start. Ibukam, and then out of nowhere, Taylor Rapp. I mean, that was our big decision. We actually gave him the start, and he went up in a dev trait during Super Bowl week. So that's huge, man. We got a good young secondary type playmaker there. We're going to take Grenard and make him an outside linebacker starting with Ibukam on one, him on the other. So, I mean, this is a new age defense. I was actually kind of surprised given the year, the kind of production Kenton Young had. He didn't go up in dev trade either. But, you know, it's fine for the time being. A little bit transitionary period in the secondary, but still really good. Jalen Ramsey, Roby Coleman, and Long. We need Long to step up. And clearly the weakness of this team is everyone outside of Aaron Donald. So would be nice if we could eventually get some more talent on that via free agency or trade or during the draft. But right now we need Aaron Donald. If you're the best player, you got to be able to control this line. You got to be the guy that elevates the rest of these inferior scrubs. And hopefully you can get that done and we can get back into the playoffs here in year 2. Week 9 here in year 2, coming out of the bye 3-4. When you see the Seahawks at 8-0, not looking great right now. I don't know why. I mean, I've done a couple rebuilds over the last 48 hours, and it does feel like the sim has been dumped on his head. And I mean, this is coming from someone that so far all of our rebuilds generally have been successful. We've been winning more often than not. But this is definitely off to a weird start given the talent of our team. Contract time. So we got Jalen Ramsey right off the rip. Need to hammer out a long-term extension for him. 5-year deal. We'll probably have to come back. We got John Johnson. I want him long-term. We actually probably could offer him a couple more years. I'm moving on from the quarterback. We're getting a new quarterback. Goff is not worth $183 million. I do feel like he's the weak link for whatever reason. He's not playing well. And the number one thing you need to do in these rebuilds, they're not realistic rebuilds. You know, if I was trying to keep it realism, you would stick with Goff because he would be able to perform more often than not with McVay. But the issue is, look, we're 3-4. What are the odds? Goff is completely average. Look at these stats. 32nd and 17th. Okay? Getting a new quarterback. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you know, it's Goff, right? You got to stay. No, you are not getting $183 million from me to continue to be bang on average. And by not signing Goff, we're going to be able to get a young quarterback, which is annoying because Justin Herbert was still there in the second round last year, and we could have probably pulled the trigger on him. But that's going to give us the available resources to re-sign all of these other guys on the defensive side of the ball, and we get to go get a brand new quarterback. Everything's doom and gloom right now. We have 4 wins, but Cooper Kupp just got triggered to go up to an X factor. So I'm going to hop in. I'm going to try to achieve this. We'll get you back with the results in just a second. 75 yards, we're losing. But Cooper Kupp, there's his 4th touchdown of the game. I mean, it's a bad Eagles secondary, beating Thomas Graham Jr., the rookie out of Oregon. But we got 4 TDs. Cooper Kupp is going up to an X factor. There we go. Thing of beauty. Get an X. I mean, he's a superstar. His age is getting up there a little bit. He's like 27, but 20,000 XP. It's good to have Cooper Kupp emerging as a star on this offense. And at the end of the season, 4-12. I will say, man, when I hopped in that game, I mean, Goff, those aren't terrible numbers. 58% completion percentage, though, is not good. When I was in that game, this is post-patch, a brand new patch drop today that fixed. It was horrible, horrible. This is default, all pro. I could barely complete passes. I don't know what's going on, but Gurley was good. Kupp was great. Now he's a superstar dev, 900 yards, 16 touchdowns. Cooks was fine. I mean, we're gonna have a brand new quarterback. It's great to have all those targets. We got 8 sacks from Donald. Needs to be better. Jalen Ramsey having a great year, leading the team with interceptions, which is good to see. Yearly awards. Mahomes is your MVP. In the NFC Offensive Player, they went to Ezekiel Elliott. Defensive Player, they went to Camus Grugier-Hill. Sure, but Kenny Young's been very good for us. Offensive Rookie, they went to J.K. Dobbins. Defensive Rookie there, A.J. Apenza. We had Grenard coming in at number 7. And then for individual awards, Cooper Kupp is your best wide receiver. That would be awesome if he can go from superstar to an X factor just like that. There is a nice probability there. But it's a new era for the Rams. We're moving on from Jared Goff. We have Jalen Ramsey on the defense. Let's see if we can get something on the offense to match this defensive production. Just quickly checking to make sure Cooper Kupp is now an X factor. That's probably what, Slotomatic? Double. Sure, it's not Slotomatic. It's so random, man. Whatever, though. It's an X factor. We'll take it. You can't say I didn't try. We just have no salary cap to bring in Deshaun Watson. That would have been unreal. The max we could offer is only 44 points. So it looks like he's going to New England, and that's going to be an annoying thing to have to go up against. We have no money, really, to spend in free agency. I mean, Donaldson, as you can see on the bottom, Leatherwood 77, Donaldson 77, both with dev traits. That's fine. That's good going forward, I think. There's just not much. There's not much that we really do. I mean, obviously we can look at improving the defense, but even then, not a lot of improvements. Could look at Derek Barnett. That's a decent bid there on him, but this is the point in time where we can't focus on signing. Like, we need a draft. We need to have another very strong draft here to set the foundation of affordable players with the expensive big dogs like the Aaron Donalds and Jalen Ramsey's on this team. So we need a quarterback, and in a draft where we would have had the first overall pick, the Jags actually got it. So we're here sitting looking for a quarterback. You got JT Daniels and Alan Bowman. I think we're gonna have to go JT Daniels from USC to be our guy here. 70 hidden. That's not bad. Number 37 in true talent. We got him at 33. That's our new quarterback. USC. We all know what happens with USC quarterbacks in the NFL. Maybe Sam Darnold can break that mold, and JT Daniels can be the next one. He looked pretty damn good as a true freshman. His sophomore season got ended short due to an injury. We could have done a lot worse given the fact that we didn't get our top 2 picks at quarterback either, which we could have. We didn't have to get the Jalen Ramsey deal because we would have had an option at Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. So for our draft recap, it's a change of the guard here in LA. JT Daniels in the second round. That's actually a good pick now that I think about it. In the second round, still getting a guy with this kind of upside. And we have the QB guru, the wonder kid, McVay. I think he's going to be able to tap into the potential of JT Daniels, and we're going to have some good success. Third round, we got Togai, the interior lineman from Ohio State, 69 overall with a hidden dev. So he's actually probably going to be able to start for us. We got Carlos Basham Jr. out of Wake Forest in the next round, 67 overall, normal dev with a solid pick. Fifth round, another great pick. I mean, he's going to have to move inside for our scheme, but Jabril Cox, 68 overall, hidden dev from, where does Carson Wentz come from? North Dakota State, the Bison. Jabril Cox, he's a phenomenal playmaker. We got Randy Moss's kid, Thaddeus Moss, for a backup tight end, as well as Eubanks from Michigan. But it's all about JT Daniels. Is the decision of not paying Jared Goff to try not only to just change it up and try something different, because through 2 years it wasn't working, but to make the salary cap a little bit more manageable and throws another kink into this rebuild. It's the JT Daniels era. The Cali kid staying in Cali. Can McVay tap in, use all of that magic, all of that wonder kid ability, and make JT Daniels a franchise player? We'll find out. Year 3, new look Rams team. We're going to have to try and rally around the young buck. I'm not expecting a whole lot this season, but it would be nice to, I mean, I could tell you right now, these are my draft. I have no idea what JT Daniels' dev trade is off the top of my head. It's probably a star. It could be superstar. I don't know. So kind of rest on that just a little bit, but we have a new X factor on the offense in Cooper Kupp, which is great. I mean, if you are a rookie quarterback in JT Daniels, how about having this offense? I mean, our offensive line was a problem, but generally speaking, this is a solid O-line. The skill positions are as good as you're going to find in the NFL, so he's in a perfect environment to succeed. On the defensive side, I mean, we got the third or second pick that we had, Togai. Probably butchered that, but either way, he's going to be starting at D tackle there next to Aaron Donald. Ramsey's fine. And it's a real good defense, too, across the board. So hopefully, because Ebukam, we almost gave him a $100 million deal, I want him definitely to take it to the next level. He should grow up into the 90s. It'd be cool if he can get an X factor. Maybe John Johnson has a superstar ability from star to superstar. I think he's a really good safety. But, this is just more, not, it's year 3. You'd expect year 3 with the Rams to, have your goals. You set your season goal to be Super Bowl bound. But given the brand new situation at quarterback, I just want this team to look stable. I don't want... We were the worst team in the league last year. We got to be just give me some improvement here in year 3. I'm convinced that if you ever are doing like a 5-year rebuild, just change your quarterback. Get a rookie quarterback in. Nothing else explains why are we 5-1. The only thing that's changed is we went from Goff, downgraded like 10 points to a crappier quarterback in JT Daniels. Obviously we hope he's going to turn into a great player. He's 77 overall already, but time and time again, we've had rebuilds where we just you play a young rookie quarterback. Something in the algorithm, something in the sim must be like, oh, it's a young quarterback. Let's give him a lot of year 1 success. I'm not saying that the success is going to continue, but I just know for that first rookie season, it's like something in the sim's like, oh, he's a rookie watch this. We'll probably win this game against Seahawks. Strong team. They're almost undefeated last year. We're going to win. There you go. We put up 35 points. We're 6-1. Look at contracts. First up, we got Robert Woods. You know, we got to make a decision there. Too much money. You know, Josh Reynolds is ready to elevate himself into the next level. Roby Coleman, I can definitely get down on a 1-year deal for him in the secondary. We'll up it just a little bit because we still are trying to get, you know, depth at that cornerback spot. Kenny Young's been exceptional since we got him over from the Baltimore Ravens. And other than that, probably good. Probably good, right? I mean, we got Allen's our starting center. He's 25.74. Center's not. If he'll take this offer, he is an okay starting center, but he wants to try to bend us over and get more money. So we'll definitely try to come back for Roby Coleman. And then other than that, changing the guy, we're going to let Robert Woods walk. So deciding to move on from Jared Goff, literally the only difference that we have made, and we're 13-3. So something weird's at foot. But I'm not going to complain. You know, it is what it is. You look at the offense. We had a new dev trait. I had to hop in and get it, but we got it for Gerald Everett. He's up to a superstar. JT Daniels has emerged only as a star dev, but he's up to an 83 with the +2 morale. I'll take that for the time being. I mean, we left Goff 86. So in 1 year, we're pretty close with JT Daniels. So it looks like that decision is going to pay some pretty good dividends here for the Rams. No dev traits on the defensive side. Togiai got up to a star dev. That's probably how it's played. Togiai, which is cool. I mean, look like just like that, we have long term for the rest of the rebuild. Donald and Togiai should work on the defensive front. We got Nicole Roby Coleman on a 1-year deal. Looking at the stats, I mean, you know, not to be honest, to be fair to Goff, not that much different than what Goff was doing. Around 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 picks. Running the ball, Gurley was phenomenal. 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns. On the receiving side, Cooper Kupp, 1,100 yards, 13, 803, 603, 450. I mean, yeah, see, Robert Woods is not getting a new contract, putting up those kind of numbers. Defensively, Littleton led the team in tackles, got a bunch of tackles across the board. Donald was dominant, 20 TFLs, 15 sacks, 9.5 sacks from Ebukam. We got 3 picks for Coleman and Jalen Ramsey. Definitely getting better production from Jalen Ramsey than we did when he was on the Eagles. In that last rebuild that we did, MVP went to Patrick Mahomes. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Cam Newton, with Todd Gurley coming in at 4. Defensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Donald. Beautiful. Offensive Rookie of the Year, JT Daniels. Beautiful. Maybe we should have seen, where did Goff go? That's something I want to double check. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Patrick Queen. Togiai coming in at 4. QB Brissett. JT Daniels coming in at 7. Let's just see here. Is he in the AFC? Jared Goff? Nope. Okay. Goff is just not good, I guess. Gurley was your best running back. We have best DL and Aaron Donald. I like it, man. Individuals were playing very, very well. And we're in the playoffs. We got a first-round bye, and we are going to be taking on the Seahawks, a battle of the NFC West. Right off the bat, I feel really, really confident in my squad. Okay, just to know, Goff is now the man in New England, and our rookie quarterback had a better year than Jared Goff did. Let's see how the young kid JT Daniels can handle the sim. This also could be Robert Woods' last hurrah in a Rams uniform if we do not win. But I'm feeling good. We're only a game away from the championship. We're up 10-0 against Seattle. For whatever reason, Russell Wilson's never been great in the sim, so this might be the time that, of course, he plays very, very well. But it's looking pretty good right now. We got a nice little go-ahead lead here in the third quarter, and we are moving the ball up and down the field. 2-touchdown lead. Can we make it 3? That should be enough here in the rain in Los Angeles with a young JT Daniels. Got a babyface assassin out here. 38-17. The Rams are going to the NFC Championship game behind the arm of the rookie sensation, JT Daniels. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, almost 200 yards on the ground for Todd Gurley. Let's go, Rams. In the NFC Championship game hosting the Dallas Cowboys, you know this is a game we desperately want to win. For me in particular, I might pop a bear this one. If I need to hop in because things are getting a little shenanigan, I will, because I never want to lose to Dallas. But we're looking fine right now. 21-7, 28-7. This is unreal. I'm playing the Super Bowl with this squad. Maybe I'm not with how well they're playing in the sim. We'll see. I'll probably pop a bear the Super Bowl and just watch it and see if we need to come in. But this is unbelievable. Get a rookie quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. Almost 77% completion percentage, 230 yards, 4 touchdowns for the rookie JT Daniels as we are going to the Super Bowl to take on the Cleveland Browns. I've changed my mind, but considering how well they've played in the sim, it's only year 3. We're gonna heavily rely on the sim unless it's like we keep getting field goals and stuff like that and not getting touchdowns. But this team has been good in the sim, so we'll see if we can roll here against the Cleveland Browns, a very tough team to go up against. Tying this one up at 7 apiece. I really do feel like this is gonna be what defense really wants it more. So we're looking here up to 14-14 entering the second half. There's a quick turnover there, but we get an instant touchdown. Touchdowns all over the place. And it looks like the Browns are pulling ahead, but we're going to come back tied up at 35 apiece in the 4th quarter. Who wants it more? 3rd down. Oh, let's go. 3rd down alert. We're in the red zone. We tied up at 42. 42-42. A $1:20 left to go for the Cleveland Browns. They get the instant. See, now I'm going to come in. Now I'm going to have to come in because you do some Madden bullshit like that. Come on, Todd. Catch that shit. Nah, you got to hit that. He was wide open. He was wide open. He beat his man. There's a window. He couldn't hit it. We're now 4th and 24. We'll try the verticals yet again. But maybe we would have been at a better chance if we just let the sim try with a minute left to win this one. We got one more chance. Come on, O-line. Of course. Of course, it's some just stupid Madden bauble, right? Where it just hits 9 different guys. No one really had a chance at catching it. Whatever, man. You give up 4. You have the strength of your team be your defense, and you give up 49 points. You know, Jalen Ramsey, you give up 6 touchdowns. It's just stupid Madden stuff. And we fall in the Super Bowl here. 49-42. 6 touchdowns. He just got Jalen. Madden is bad right now, man. Madden 20 is the worst it's been all year right now. Draft recap. Usually this is where we have our final round of real players, but my 20 whatever draft this would be, 2021 draft, 2022 whatever class, it's buggy right now. It's just it's another thing that's just wrong with Madden. So we had to use random generated Madden players, so we did take advantage of it. Porter 69, we got Carr here 71 normal, we got a 69 D tackle, just going BPA at this point, 71 left guard, we got a 68 tackle. We got a fullback, so we don't have a fullback on the roster. We actually get a great one, 70 overall with a hidden dev trade at Penn State. And here's the weirdest pick I ever got. You know, oh, geez, 48 overall center. Disgusting. Oh, it just comes with a hidden dev trade. Watch it be superstar. I really hope and pray that this guy's a 48 superstar, because that would just be hilarious. Let's get into the next year, man. Year 4, I mean, I'm just so disappointed with how that Super Bowl went that, you know, it sucks. Offense looks, again, we're ready to go, man. We're ready to reload. We didn't lose anything outside of Robert Woods on the offense. And like I said, I think Josh Reynolds, 81 star, he's going to be able to step up. I think he's going to be able to fill the shoes in. I mean, Robert Woods is only getting us like 600 yards anyways. On the defense side, no new dev traits, but still really good across the board. No weaknesses at all. I mean, obviously, you could argue 77 and 76 as your starter, but that's still pretty... That's not a weakness, you know what I'm saying? I mean, unless you get Aaron Donald to elevate the game of those guys. So I'm very confident with this team going forward that we'll be able to have a lot of success. What will the sim do? I have no idea. So let's pray. Let's pray that everything works out for us. Week 11 here of year 4. We're actually playing very well. We did start 0-3, and I was like, here we go again. But we've won 6 in a row. Really, the only down thing is Josh Reynolds had a scenario to go from a star to a superstar. And I didn't really feel like hopping in and playing it. Gave faith that maybe the sim could help me out. Of course, they did not. So he's still sitting at a star. When you look at contracts here, some fairly interesting ones. More so, we got role players. You know, we start with David Long. I definitely would like to keep him if possible. 5-year deal, 24.5. That's nothing too expensive. I mean, we got Gurley. We could probably draft a suitable replacement. Because we're going into the final year of this rebuild, I don't feel like now is the time that we have to go get and like rebuild our offensive line. So we're gonna try to keep, even though these contracts might not be perfect, we just don't have the assets to rebuild this offensive line in year 4 going into year 5. So we gotta try to hold on to the Havensteins and the Blyce. We got Roby Coleman, one more one-year deal for him. That'd be ideal. Look, all these guys are accepting money. Guys are happy right now. And we'll save a little bit of money here versus getting like Hecker and bringing back Henderson to see if that would be enough to maybe land a big key free agent, because it's probably going to go to a year 5 Super Bowl or bust scenario. Year 2, aka year 4 of the rebuild, but year 2 of the JT Daniels era gets us another first round bye, 11-4-1. Not as hot as last season, but still very, very good. On the offensive side, you know, the only negative that happened literally this year was not getting Josh Reynolds up to a superstar. But, you know, that's fine. That's fine for the time being. Look at this. Fullbacks up to an 82. That's filth. Offensive lines, outstanding. Drafting Leatherwood and Donaldson in our first draft was great. I'm still hoping that we had a 48 overall superstar. He's up because he's up 11 points. If this guy's a superstar, that's going to be like the memeiest pick of all time in rebuild history. I'll say it. So looking at the team success statistically, where we're at, I mean, I was almost calling him McVay, working it with JT Daniels, 3,900 yards, 32 touchdowns, 6 picks. By comparison, since we know where Goff is, again, better production than Jared Goff. We're looking very smart making this decision, not giving Jared Goff $183 million rather than drafting JT Daniels in the second round. Gurley's been outstanding. Henderson is a great 1-2 punch. I might just say screw it and re-sign Henderson for the final year just to keep that kind of balance. No 1,000-yard receiver, but everyone was really good, productive. Defensively, Kenny Young's been a tremendous pickup for us. 12.5 sacks. You could argue that Kenny Young's probably been better for us than Marcus Peters has been for the Ravens. I mean, let's just see. Marcus Peters, the last 3 years, what has he done? 0 picks. He's got 4 picks since he's gone to the Ravens. Obviously, it's a corner. You can't value and measure all of his importance by interceptions. But, I mean, look at that. We got 6 picks for Kenny Young. So I think we're ahead in that trade. 22 TFLs, 12.5 sacks. Aaron Donald, 11 sacks from Ebukam. Also 2 interceptions, man. He is really emerging as one of the best outside linebackers in the National Football League. Picks look fine. Again, Jalen Ramsey, really good. Turnovers in the secondary are acceptable. Yearly awards, MVP went to Sam Darnold. We're not getting any respect there for our quarterback, but it is what it is. Coach of the year went to Gase. Sure. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Todd Gurley. I love seeing that. JT Daniels at 10. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack. Aaron Donald at 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, our fullback at number 2. Fullback, you baby. Get them fullbacks out to Not the Expert. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had no one. QB went to Matt Ryan. JT Daniels coming in at 3. Running back was Gurley. For wide receivers, we had no one. O-line, no one. DL was Aaron Donald. That's pretty much automatic at this point. So great team success, great individual success as we find out who we take on in the divisional round. It is going to be the 10-6 New Orleans Saints. Okay, against the Saints, no idea how this is going to go. I'm already mentally prepared that this is going to go to year 5, Super Bowl or bust, and I'm going to have to painfully play Madden, like actually hop in and play the game, which I'm not looking forward to. We're getting smoked right now, 21-7. Who'd have thunk it, right? I am shocked that things aren't working out well here for our team. We're struggling to score any points. Shocked. I'm very shocked. A really good defense in our last 2 playoff games have given up almost 100 points. We get about 50, 60, 70. Yeah, we get up almost 100 points in our last 2 playoff games. Yet our defense is the strength of our year 5. It's Super Bowl or bust time. It's in free agency. Might as well spend your money. So we're going to look at retaining Johnny Hecker, upgrade our center here in Rodney Hudson. We got Tristan Hill on the defensive line. We'd slide him to defensive end at 6'2", 315. And then why not Leonard Fournette to come in and complement Todd Gurley. Final draft recap. It's all fake players, so it is what it is. Didn't draft amazing. First 3 picks. I'm not going to lie. First 3 picks are pretty much the only picks that I made. We got a 71 corner. Depth, it is what it is. We got a tackle here and another tackle here. 68 in Alex Williamson. The rest, barf. Year 5 Super Bowl or bust time. This squad is filthy. 90 overall with a 92 offense. Looking at it, we added Rodney Hudson to anchor this offensive line. Gerald Everett has gone up to a superstar X Factor. Must have hit that Super Bowl week, which he did. He got double me. Sure, we will take that. Cooks is still good. We got Kupp and Gurley, also X Factors. JT Daniels been revolutionary here at the quarterback. Way better than what we got in Jared Goff, and he's played better than Goff, even when Goff went to a different team. Jalen Ramsey's been good. Donald's been good. We added Tristan Hill, slotted him in the defensive end to really solidify this front three, the best it's been in this entire rebuild. The secondary is the best it's been in the entire rebuild. Low-key, John Johnson, even though he can't buy a dev trade increase, 93 overall is a monster. Grenard's been very good. This linebacking core. Kenny Young's been insane. I still don't know how he's on a normal dev trade. And we have Ibukam, who is a superstar on this defense. Top to bottom, this team's unreal. So I'm going to be waiting on hands and fists. Is that a saying, right? Just to see how this sim's going to disappoint us this year. Super Bowl or bust. We did it in our final year, 11-5. Always annoying when you're 11-5 and you are in the wild card. We didn't win the division. The Seahawks also were very good this season, but we made the playoffs. We're going to be able to hop in and try and do something with this team. JT Daniels, good. 3,700 yards, 33 touchdowns, 5 picks. Gurley, insane. I mean, that is a 1-2 punch right there, if I've ever seen one. But that unreal production from Todd Gurley. MVP of the rebuild, I think. Cup's been good. I mean, the whole wide receiver core was producing, just no one dominant guy. Littleton led the team in tackles, 9.5 sacks, 13 TFLs for Aaron Donald. Definitely down year for the sacks. Interceptions, Taylor Rapp, 5 picks. Jalen Ramsey with 3. I mean, these guys are getting their jobs done. Yearly award, Ezekiel Elliott is your MVP. Todd Gurley, runner-up at number 2. Maybe I'll be a little bit biased since Jesse should have actually got it. In the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year went to Ezekiel Elliott. Gurley, runner-up. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack. We had no one. I mean, do we even really have any meaningful rookies? I don't think so. QB was Jordan Love, Zeke, Kirk. We had no one. Okay. The individual success dipped a little bit this year, but it's all about the Super Bowl in year 5, and it starts here. Revenge game. We lost to the Saints last year. I'm going to hop in and probably suck and lose, but fingers crossed, I can put some good Madden mode here on tape, and we can win. Awesome. Oh, there's superstar X Factor Gerald Everett rolling into the end zone. Pulling the Rams back 1 score here. Still down 10-7. There's another pick. I'm going to go behind the curtains here because the last time I played on All Pro, I'm playing on Pro difficulty, and I'm losing 24-7. I'm playing on Pro difficulty, and I can't complete a pass. What did they do to this game? I'm done, man. I'm going to take a page out of Bengals book. I'm done playing gameplay for my rebuild. It's just not worth the effort, man. Not worth the heartache. Occasionally, we might want to play a little gameplay, but like, oh my God, man. Like, of course that would happen. Of course we'd score 30 fucking unanswered as soon as you turn the sim on, man. Fuck this game. Madden is shit right now, man. I'm not playing gameplay no more in my rebuilds. No more gameplay until something gets fixed. This was on Pro, and I was going probably 50% completion percentage just to test things out because last time I played on All Pro, it doesn't work. And I played the Raiders franchise is all Madden. That was all Madden from day 1 till these weird October patches. I was okay at best on all Madden, but I would get the job done. This was on fucking Pro. Thanks for watching the rebuild, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking and talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, I never. Not me, I never.